Thank you for checking this out. I am fortunate enough to be able to drive home this new 2018 Terrain diesel. How about that intro, by the way? That was pretty good, right? I'm really excited about this one. I haven't driven a new Terrain yet at all, and then I haven't driven a diesel yet either. So let's pop in this thing. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna literally cruise because I want to see how many miles to the gallon I can get. The window sticker says it should get 38 miles to the gallon on the highway. So GM says there's no braking periods, meaning that it should function as normal without any break-in. So we're gonna see exactly how many miles per gallon we can get. All right, guys, we made it to the interstate. Big test. I did not stutter earlier when I said that this is a diesel. It's a diesel motor. When in the world did General Motors get some brains and put some diesel motors in their SUVs? We've been asking for it as dealers for so long because we've been listening to you guys. A lot of our customers, I shouldn't say everyone because that's not true, a lot of our customers have said they want diesel motors to get better gas mileage in our SUVs. So voila, here we are, 2017, we finally got it. I've been with GM since 2005. This is like record breaking, this is record shattering, this is awesome. I can't be any more excited about this car than I am right now. So tonight we're gonna strictly talk about gas mileage. I just drove by an Exxon station and the price for regular fuel was, regular gas, was $2.79 and diesel fuel was also $2.79. So the argument that diesel fuel costs more money is wiped out and completely out the window. General Motors does not charge you any more money for the diesel motor like they do on the trucks than they do for a gas motor. So with that said, there's no argument about money anymore. It's strictly, it's a little bit louder. We're not gonna lie. Whenever I start it up, you can definitely hear the motor versus that 2-liter turbo in the one that's sitting in the showroom. But if you can deal with a little bit of noise and you can reap the benefits of gas mileage, I don't see why you wouldn't want to go this route. So I'm gonna show you, I got the cruise control set. I just hit the accelerator, whoops. I got the cruise control set at 74 miles per hour. I'm gonna see exactly how many miles per gallon we can get out of this thing tonight, and hopefully we can achieve the 38 mile per gallon mark that they say it gets on the window sticker, and hopefully we can get a little bit more, but 38 would be great. So let's see what this thing does. Tomorrow morning you're gonna see me in different clothes and all that good stuff, and we're gonna talk about the features and about how nice it is, because it is really nice, especially for an SLE model, which is what this is. Yeah, so I'll see you in the morning. Let's try to get as many gas. I'm averaging 57 miles per gallon right now going downhill on cruise control. Can't really use that. That really probably doesn't help you much, but let's see what we average on the way home and go from there. I really appreciate you checking out our videos, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So I'll see you in the morning. Have a good night. I am back on the road again. And it's Friday morning, so good Friday to everybody. It's almost the weekend, and I couldn't be even more excited than what I am right now. So last night we talked about gas mileage. I said, hey, we're gonna try to get this thing to get 38 miles to the gallon like the window sticker says. We fell a little short. I got 30 even, like 30 on the money. So I'm gonna drive it the rest of the way to work today in hopes to get to that 38 mark. Maybe it was because I was a little tough on it. I was testing acceleration last night. It was hard just to leave the cruise control on and roll out, but even 30 miles to the gallon, I would still be really excited, really happy about that. Did you hear that? You don't hear anything. It's auto start. So I came to a stop sign and the diesel motor completely shut off. And as soon as I let off the brake and hit the gas, it starts back up again. Helps save fuel. So maybe we can get to 38 miles to the gallon by the time we get to work and get over this 45-minute commute. Let's see what happens. So while I'm driving down the road right now, we're gonna talk about features, because this thing has a lot of features. And it's an SLE model, which is the base model. Nobody likes to say the base model, entry model. It's the cheapest model you can possibly buy. So at first glance, I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff here. Generally, when you buy an entry model, you don't get a whole lot. This has a ton of stuff, and I'm gonna run through it really quick. One thing that catches your eye is that huge color touchscreen radio. I had it at the beginning of the video. I'll show it to you again. It's backed by Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which I'll show you that. It literally says how many bars I have. It'll project my navigation. It will have Pandora on there, as well as my text messages. When you get a text message, it'll literally read it to you. So if someone texts me between now and then, I'll make sure I capture that moment for you. Heated seats, power liftgate, and then this really nice wood grain interior that they did to offset it. Before, General Motors put like that cheapy, kind of cheap looking steel, that cheap looking plastic in it. But now they gave you the wood grain, so it looks even better on the inside. And really, aside from leather seats, I don't really know what more expectations you would have for an entry model. So if I had to say 3 cons about the GMC Terrain, 2018 GMC Terrain diesel, I would say number 1 would be the shifter, right? It's huge. General Motors did away with the shifter. Where'd it go? They have these little buttons, and you saw, or gonna see, that I'm gonna test hitting those buttons at highway speeds just to see what happens. Might blow up the car, I don't know. But I'm really used to, I've really grown accustomed to resting my arm on the shifter while I'm driving, especially if I have the cruise control set, and there's nothing there. So that would be con number 1 for me. Con number 2 is just the diesel motor itself. I've never really driven diesels personally, so to have that extra noise is a little odd, but I think that I could grow accustomed to it to get 38 miles to the gallon. It's a beast of a motor as far as power goes and acceleration. I'm hitting it right now, like you can see how fast I'm going. But yeah, the diesel motor is just a little bit louder to my liking, especially in lower speeds. When you're up at around 60, 70, 75, you don't really notice it at all. But whenever you're down around the 10, the 12, the 15, the 20, the 30, that's typically where you're going to hear a little bit more noise as far as motor goes than you would if it would just generally be like a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder. And con number 3, I'm just going to say it, the back seat does not go 8 inches back and forth. I really like that about the old one, because if you needed more leg room, you could push the seat back, or if you needed more storage room, you could push the seat forward. I think they made, I don't know, like cubic square feet back there, but I think they made it a little bit bigger, so maybe that kind of offsets it. Maybe that's kind of, they were thinking like, hey, we'll give you the leg room, we'll give you the extra space, and you don't have to worry about flipping it back and forth. It's like I said, it's all personal, it's all what you personally like. There's plenty of room back there, especially if you have a young family with like strollers and beach supplies and all that good stuff that comes with kids. But there's not that 8-inch track. So I would say number 1, shifter. Number 2, diesel motor, a little bit loud. And number 3, we're missing that 8-inch track for the seats in the back seat. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. Of course I'm going to say that, right? No, that's not programmed. I'm telling you the truth. There's a lot more pros about this car than cons. Pros are, I talk about the diesel motor a lot. It gets 38 miles to the gallon, or says it gets 38 miles to the gallon. Even if it gets 33 miles to the gallon, which is what I'm getting right now, that is absolutely fantastic. So I love the gas mileage. I love the fact that General Motors put a ton of standard features in the SLE package. So you're going to get things like heated seats, power liftgate, 8-inch touchscreen color radio, Apple CarPlay, just as far as like interior goes, it's so nice, right? They get this nice little wood grain. They got offset stitching. The seats, they're really comfortable. I got a power seat, and it just doesn't go up and down. It goes back and forth. The old base models only went up and down, which they called it a 4-way or 2-way power seat. It was pretty much useless. So you get a full 6-way power driver's seat. I do like the space in the back, even though we're missing that track as far as moving the seat back and forth. It's pretty sleek. Exterior design is on point. And, you know, it's something that's a little bit different than the old one. So, like I said, pros way blow out the cons as far as this vehicle is concerned. And quite frankly, I would really consider driving one of these every day back and forth to work. Okay, so before all the battery's dead on this GoPro, I wanted to show you this shift in progress for the buttons, because like I said, you get anxiety a little bit about hitting these things while you're driving down the road. I mean, if you throw your phone 5 inches above where the console's at, you're gonna hit the reverse button. So I might blow this thing up, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit it and see what it does. So as you can see, there's park, reverse, neutral, drive, and L, low gear. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this thing in reverse as we drive down the interstate going 70 miles an hour and see what happens. Alright, so here we go. I don't know if you can see this or not, and I apologize if it's shaky. I'm gonna pull it up to reverse. Oh, what happened here? What's it say? It said something like conditions not correct for shift. And then it threw me back down into neutral. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it back to drive. Oh my God, we didn't blow it up. We didn't blow it up. We're good. Oh my gosh. I had a little bit of anxiety about that. So you know engines, you know transmissions, you know interior, you know exterior, you know features, you know it all, right? No. There's still one thing that we haven't talked about, and that's the pricing. So what I'm going to do is as soon as I get to work, which is in about 3 minutes, I'm going to pull up an invoice and we're going to see exactly what the best deal we could possibly do on this thing for you. Without you, there's no us. So thanks for watching these videos. I really appreciate you stopping by. Down below here, there's a shop button. If you hit that shop button, it's going to send you straight to a link to the two that we have in inventory, so you can see a little bit more in black and white what's on these two specific vehicles. One's a diesel, one's the turbo. That turbo one is in the showroom. You'll see that in the next clip. And as always, thank you. So we'll see you on the other side. Alright, so when I told you that I was going to show you the invoice, I'm going to show you the invoice. And the reason why we came outside is because there's freaking people everywhere in the inside. We got a showroom full of people. So it wasn't going to work sitting at my desk. This invoice reflects a MSRP of $35,805 and dead true cost is $32,975. So that is $2,830 worth of markup, and we'll give it all to you. You can have every dollar. So be sure to go down below and check out more additional photos of this specific car, as well as the one that I showed you in the showroom. We really appreciate you watching our videos, and we look forward to seeing you soon.